Welcome back, students. In this video, we will be going over the geometry syllabus for this year. I'm your instructor, Ms. Colbank. I'm sure you've already seen that on the Canvas page. So we're just going to go through the syllabus and hopefully we can answer some questions. The syllabus does apply not only when we are in online, but there are also some things in here if and when we do hybrid. So go ahead and just, keep an eye on some of these things. And then if you have follow-up questions, you are welcome to ask me. So of course, this is for geometry at Shawnee Mission East. I am in room 418, so that is where you will have me. And then my email is on the syllabus and my Twitter is also on the syllabus. If you need to contact me, email is the best way to do it. I do have a phone number as well, but I don't know what it is, so we'll post that on the Canvas site as soon as I get it. And then occasionally I will post updates and class information on Twitter as well. But again, everything's going to be housed in Canvas, so that's kind of the best place to reach me or email. Just a little bit of information about me. Welcome to the school year. I'm your math teacher. This is my first year at Shawnee Mission East, but I'm actually in my fourth year teaching. I previously worked at a high school in Lawrence, Kansas, and then also was at the middle school level last year here in Shawnee Mission. I went to the University of Kansas for my undergraduate and graduate degrees, so rock chalk. In my free time, I do a lot of camping. I complete DIY house projects, and I hang out with my miniature poodle, Jerry. Again, I can't wait to meet you all in person, but it's exciting to meet you all virtually. And I'm happy to be here at Shawnee Mission East. You can see that's what I look like, and then there's my little poodle. Communication, as I already said, all online communication is going to be through Canvas, and students will have access to literally all resources through that learning management system. I also will be keeping Skyward updated, but again, most of the grading stuff is going to be in Canvas, and then what's on Skyward will just be the same. So you can really check either of those places for your grade, but I suggest just sticking with Canvas. In geometry, we're going to go over a lot of topics, and you're welcome to read through them, but we're going to be starting out with geometry basics as our first unit. Expectations. Every student has the ability and right to be successful in a mathematics classroom. If students are honest, attentive, and persistent, they will have no issue learning and thriving in this classroom environment. And so with that philosophy, here are my classroom rules. 1, and this is a big one, you are not allowed to say negative statements about your mathematical abilities, including I am bad at math or I'm never going to get it. Research suggests that if you have a bad mindset or a negative mindset about your abilities, you're going to do worse. So we have to stay positive with our mathematical abilities and just with about our attitude in general this year. Let's try to stay positive. Your teachers are here to support you, and your classmates can support you as well. And we're going to do as best as we possibly can. Number 2, you must be a supportive classmate and are expected to show respect and care for every individual. Bullying is absolutely not tolerated in the physical classroom, but also in the virtual classroom. And so just let's be as nice as we possibly can. Number 3, this school year will require a positive attitude and flexibility from all students. Try your best to be a team player and stay patient. I'm going to make this as organized and straightforward as possible. But, there are always going to be technology things and just unforeseen issues that might come up. And so I need you to stay positive and flexible in troubleshooting those. Number 4, take pride in your mathematical abilities and work. When possible, complete all assignments completely and on time. I will make due dates for assignments as clear as I possibly can. If there are emergencies or reasons that things cannot be turned in on time, work with me, communicate with me as early as possible, and I will be as understanding as I can. And then number 5, this applies more when we are in person, but classroom sanitation, it's going to be a team effort. So expect the last 5 minutes of class to be dedicated to cleaning the classroom, collecting your supplies, and things like that. On to the back of the syllabus, required materials for this class. I'm trying to keep this pretty simple, but basically you might want a notebook or just extra notebook paper. We are going to be doing note packets in geometry this year. So that's going to be the other thing is we will post PDFs of the notes, and you can either come to school and get them at some point. You are welcome to print them, or if you need to just take those notes and put them on notebook paper, then that is also fine with me. The reason we're doing note packets is just because there are a lot of figures in geometry, and so We don't want you to spend all your time drawing stuff. You need a pencil. You need a pen. Okay, so I like to use a lot of different colors on my notes, and so it's nice to have at least 2 colors. Maybe a highlighter would be nice too. And then you are going to want access to some sort of calculator. If you can get a TI-30XS, that is like the preferred calculator, but there are also some workarounds we can do using your computer if that is just not going to happen. Consequences, these are more for in-person, but typically I'll just give you a verbal warning if we're having trouble staying on task just during class around the time of the behavior. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but if we're off task, then I will just say, hey, we need to stay focused. If that is not enough to get everybody, or to get you, I guess, back on task, then we'll have just a mini student conference. That's right before or after class. And I just say, hey, I need to chat with you real quick. And we'll just talk about what I've been noticing. Again, if that gets even worse and that doesn't work, then parent contact by phone or email might be necessary. And rarely, but if necessary, administrative action would be the last step. Grading for this course will be consistent with the rest of the department and the expectations for grading as outlined by Shawnee Mission School District. So for geometry, it's typical A, B, C, D, F percentages as you are probably used to. And then this is going to be a weighted class, so 80% of your grade will be for assessments. That's going to be tests, quizzes, or projects, and then 20% will be assignments, so weekly homework, reviews, etc. For cell phones and devices, in class, cell phones typically will be allowed as long as they do not become a distraction, but phones are not ever allowed on test or quiz days. Computers will be used often during normal class periods, and if students use personal or school devices in a way that distracts them or others, your parents or guardians will be notified. As far as when we are online, the expectation is during class time, you are focused on the class, you are not playing on your phone, you're not playing on your computer and being distracted. So that's just going to take some self-control on your part and trying to stay focused so that we can get as much learning done as possible. Homework or assignments, because typically I will give you time to work on these, but most homework will be given digitally through Canvas and due dates will be posted there. With the exception of emergencies, homework will be due on the date posted and homework quizzes will be used to check understanding. Again, most of that is just going to be defined when you have the actual homework assignment on Canvas, and I will try to have very clear expectations for what I want you to do for the assignment. So that's just going to take some flexibility, but that will all be listed on the Canvas, and I will try to make that as clear as I possibly can. We're going to be doing different things for homework. It's not always going to look the same. So again, just like looking at what I post and completing it the way that I tell you to is going to be your best bet on that. And then these are just some practice standards for the state of Kansas. They're the standards for mathematical practice. These are things that we are always working on in math classes, so I like to include them. And I'm seeing a typo. This will be geometry when I post this. Geometry. All right, that is an overview on the syllabus. Go ahead and flip to the next page.